Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear viewers, thanks to all to stay with my YouTube channel and Facebook page. After a long time, I am going to be start again my lecture series. Hopefully, I will continue if I get your support. To get my all updated lectures, please don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. Today, I am going to be start lecture number 26, lecture number 27. So in this lecture I will try to discuss about the welding imperfection, and this is the last lecture about the welding imperfection. After that I will try to prepare a lecture about the welding imperfection and acceptable criteria. So up to now we are familiar with so many welding defects, imperfection and discontinuities. So we need to know what is the acceptable criteria for each imperfection. So related to that I will try to prepare the next lecture. So let's start in today lecture number 27, welding imperfection, miscellaneous imperfection. So first, the stray arc. What is the stray arc? Normally we call in the working place arc strike. So this is actually called the stray arc. So stray arc is the local damage to the surface of the parent metal adjacent to the weld, resulting from arcing or striking the arc outside the weld groove. This result is random area of fused metal where the electrode holder or current return clamp have accidentally touched the work. So why this is caused? Actually, when we are doing the welding, if suddenly strike the electrode is parent metal or holder or current return clamp. So current return clamp means we are calling the earthing clamp. So this is the current return clamp. If suddenly is strike accidentally, that time this is the happened. Actually this is happening in the parent metal, surface of the parent metal. So cause and prevention. Why it is happened and how we can prevent. Then first is the poor access to the work. If workplace is the poor access, that time can be happen. So we need to improve access, modify assembly sequence. Then missing insulation on electrode holder or torch. If electrode holder or torch is the missing insulation, that time can be happen. So institute a regular inspection scheme for electrode holder and torches. So we should perform the regular inspection for electrode holder and torch. This is actually suitable condition or not to use. Then the failure to provide an isolated resting place for the electrode holder or torch when not in use. So provide an isolated resting place. Then the loose current return clamp. So if the earthing clamp we place the earthing clamp in workplace, this is the loose. So if this is the cause, if suddenly this is moved, that time there can be happen the arc strike. So regularly maintain current return clamps. And last thing is adjusting wire feed MEG welding process without isolating welding current, so retain the welder. So if this is the cause, then we need to take the proper prevention action, then we can prevent this type of discontinuities or imperfections. Then we need to take note that an arc strike can produce a hard edge which may contain cracks, possibly leading the serious cracking in service. So if these things is happened, it can be cause the hard heat affected zone, and which can lead the possible cracking, serious cracking in service. So it is better to remove an arc strike by grinding than weld repair. So if this is the things is happen, then we need to remove that part by grinding, and we need to touch up welding, and we need to repair this type of welds. So next imperfection is spatter. So spatter we can see in picture. This is the weld joint and this is the spatter. You can see this is the look like is bubble is there. So this is the spatter. So globules of weld or filler metal split during welding adhering to the surface of parent metal or solidified weld metal. So this is the cause for spatter. So cause, we can see why happened the spatter. The high arc current, so if current is the high, then can be cause the spatter. So we need to reduce the arc current. Long arc length, if arc length is long, then reduce arc length. Magnetic arc flow, if there is the magnetic arc flow, we need to reduce arc length or switch to AC power. Then incorrect setting for GMAW process, then modify electric setting, but the careful to maintain full fusion. Then damp electrode, if we are use damp electrode not properly heated or dry, that time can be happened. So use dry electrodes. So wrong selection of shielding gas, if we are select the shielding gas is wrong, 100% CO2, that time can be happened. So increase argon content if possible. However, if too high may lead to lack of penetration. Then we need to take note that spatter is a cosmetic imperfection and does not affect the integrity of the weld. So spatter is the cosmetic imperfection and it is not affect the integrity of the weld. However, as it is usually caused by an excessive welding current. So this is actually happen for the excessive welding current, and it is a sign the welding condition and not idle. So if like this happen, then we need to understand that this welding condition or not is the idle and suitable. So there are usually other associated problem within the structure and high heat input. Then second thing is some spatter is always produced by open or consumable electrode welding process. Anti-spatter compound can be used on the parent metal to reduce sticking, and the spatter can then the scrubbed off. Then another is the trunk surface. So what is the trunk surface? So trunk surface is the surface damage due to the removal by a fracture of temporary weld attachment. So sometimes we are use temporary welded attachment, look like we can say the lifting pad, or we can say the some support to control the distortion. So these all the temporary attachment. After use this, if not required, then we are removing this type of welded attachment. So this type of welded attachment we are removing normally by cutting or gouging or fracturing. So if we use this type of attachment by fracturing, that time the surface become a damage. So that damaged part is called the torn surface. So the area should be ground off, subject to dye penetrant or magnetic particle examination, then restored to its original shape. So if this is the cause happen, though we should do the LPT and PMI testing. After this is the we need to do the proper restore to its original shape by welding using a qualified procedure. So if this is the happened, we need to repair is proper qualified procedure by qualified procedure. Then after repair we need to do the MPI or PT. Then some application don't allow the presence of any overlay weld to the surface of the parent material. Then additional imperfection. So I will try to close this very short. So we see what is the then grinding mark. So grinding mark is the local damage due to the grinding. So sometimes we are performing the grinding, and that time we cut more or something, that is the local damage due to grinding. Then chipping mark. So chipping mark is the local damage due to the use of chisel or other tools. So there happened the chisel mark. Then another is the under flashing, lack of thickness of the workpiece due to excessive grinding. So sometimes we are grind too much grinding, that time maybe the lack of thickness of the workpiece due to the excessive grinding. So for example, if my parent metal is the 10 mm thickness, so I have done the welding is there, So after welding we are grinding that this place, the specific place, the thickness is less than 10 mm. So this is the under flashing, so this is the lack of thickness. Another is the misalignment of opposite run. So difference between the central line of two run made from opposite side of the joints. So this is called the misalignment of opposite run. Another is the temper color visible oxide field. Lightly oxidized surface in the weld zone usually occur in stainless steel. So temper color related to this I will show you. I will prepare on lecture about the argon purging. So that time I will show you all the details figure. These things actually happen the stainless steel or copper nickel, so titanium, this type of things. If we are not use proper argon purging, that time can be happened. So this is the temper color visible oxide field inside the rod actually, or outside also can be happened. So this is the mostly the occur in stainless steel. So that's all. So if any questions you can ask me question by comments or personal message also. So thanks to all for watching full lecture. See you soon in my next lecture. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.